Hello, church. Welcome to the end of another week. And today, as I make this video for you all, it's Friday, September 11th. And we know that we remember this day, the horrific events that took place in Washington, D.C., and New York City, and Pennsylvania 19 years ago. I myself was just across the water from New York City. I was in graduate school pursuing my master's of social work, and I was actually supposed to start an internship the next day in New York City, and that never came to fruition because of these events. I share that to say because we all have different remembrances, different experiences, and different encounters of that day and the weeks that followed. But nonetheless, we all remember. And much of what I've already seen this morning, especially on social media, is remembrances of how the nation came together, united around what happened and how we spoke gentler to one another and cared for one another. And not that we don't do that now, but we certainly don't do it the way that we did. I've also seen in some posts some thoughts that perhaps today, at least today, we can be kinder and gentler to one another and even with those that we don't agree with, especially in the midst of our political unrest and division. That's how it's been phrased on social media. But I want to challenge us to think beyond today. Let it be partly because of today, but mostly because we claim to be followers of Jesus Christ. That we will be kind and have mercy and be full of grace with one another, even if we don't agree. And so, friends, let us honor and remember this day by recalling those events, remembering the lives lost, especially those that sought to give up their own lives to try to save others. Let us be reminded that evil does indeed exist in this world. But even knowing that and despite that, we know that we are a people of hope and we believe in the one true God who can conquer all evil and death and sin. And so, friends, as we remember and consider the time that we're in right now, I know it can be difficult to feel grace-filled and graceful. We are in the midst, as I've been saying this week, of a wilderness. And so that brings me to what we're going to launch into this Sunday as we take a journey through the wilderness using the book of Exodus, as we encounter the first wilderness wanderers, the people of God, the Israelites, as they were freed from slavery, freed from bondage and oppression, and brought to a new land. But first, their experience needed to be through a wilderness. We often, in our faith, speak of a wilderness time as the time of disorientation, of unsettledness, of not necessarily knowing the path ahead, but how God uses that to reshape us and stretch us and mold us. And I can't help but feel like that is what is happening for us today and in this present time. So I hope you'll join us for online worship. We'll be taking this series through the rest of September. I also know some of you are looking forward to attending our outdoor communion service on Sunday at 4:30 on the 13th. Today is the last day that you can fill out the health acknowledgement form to attend that service. So if you're planning on doing that, make sure you fill out the health acknowledgement form. And then just as a reminder, we do have one in-person indoor small group. That's going to be our first one happening. It starts on Tuesday at 10 o'clock with Ricky Noble. If there's any chance you're wanting to do that and just still haven't signed up, the deadline was this past Tuesday, but you could reach out to Ricky for more information. That study is on the Sermon on the Mount. And we're just thankful for her leadership and offering this study and a chance for others to gather together. And we'll see how this goes. So friends, we continue to move forward. Let us indeed be true to who we are as God's people, as followers of Jesus Christ. In the midst of this time, may we pray that we can always be grace-filled, merciful, and kind and loving to one another. Continue to be true. Continue to be steadfast, just as God is with us. Be blessed and be well.